I am sick of the Republicans and the Democrats, both of them. This two-party system is too many. Especially these two. Two parties, goodbye. The Democrat and Republican parties are two different legs on the same beast, and I hope they don't lift them up. In any modern election cycle, the same interests finance both sides, and it's a waste of good money that these people could be using to give themselves bigger bonuses. Why should these rich corporations have to spend twice the money for the same influence they'll be granted no matter who wins? Talk about wasting resources. It doesn't matter whether the Republican or Democrat is in office. The same lobbyists will also win. We need two political parties like we need the hole in Mitt Romney's head. Everyone should just follow me. And the enigma is, I'm not going anywhere. We need a new American Whig Party to defeat the imperial Republicrats. It's like a fisherman once told me. He said, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish and I'm out of a job. I say we bring back Thomas Jefferson's Democratic Republican Party. It's about time someone took aim at Alexander Hamilton. Anybody? Raymond?
Yeah.
Anybody know Burr?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Raymond. Phooey on those Federalists. I say phooey. Now, myself, I'm a member of your party because I believe in the things you believe in. The good things, the right things, the things that make us all proud to be Americans. It is the party of 1,000 points of view, and I agree with every one of them. Now everybody's got a super PAC. Everybody but me. I want a super PAC just like the other kids. That's why I'm announcing tonight that I will accept support from any outside super PAC wishing to advocate for James Tripp for president, even though I'm not running. This is not a reversal of position. This is a course correction. And while some may say, I may have said something else in the past, and some people would be better off moving on to other things, we're going to fight this fight. We're not in. We're not going to fight this fight we're not in with one hand tied behind my back. Fast. I'm confusing myself. We can't allow the people who are running to operate under a different set of rules from the people who are not running. The campaign that we're not in has to face the reality of the campaign that people are in. Now, while I may not have spoken out in favor of super PACs in the past, it's not important to point out that I spoke out against them. Because before you can be for something, you have to be against something. And how can you know for sure if you're for something if you never tried to be against it? I'm very confused. I don't think you can. Now, this is a good time for people with no affiliation to James Tripp to start saying bad things about people who are not James Tripp. If you're not sure how to start off, you can just say, well, he's no James Tripp. What you end up saying about the bad people who are not James Tripp is no business of mine. And I distance myself. I am shocked by it. Now ask the people who are saying it to stop saying it as soon as everybody's heard what you said. Now, this is not a step I take lightly. As a matter of fact, I'm going to wrap this up and sit down. The Citizen United ruling opened the door for more money in ad spending in the 2012 election cycle than in any previous election cycle in the history of the world, and I deserve a piece of it, even though I'm not running. It almost makes you wish that somebody would say something about somebody, but I wouldn't say that. You know, my mother used to say, if you have nothing nice to say about a person, don't say anything at all. I have nothing to say about my mother. There are so many things to be said about so many people that people who are not affiliated with James Tripp need so much money to say them. You're darn right. Newt Gingrich is a lying, stinking, methane-producing poster boy for gluttony, but that's not something I'd say. That's something other people who are not James Tripp say about other people. Newt wants to put a man on the moon. Somebody might say, hey, that's a good place for him. Not me. I wouldn't say that. I say kudos to Newt Gingrich for bringing the race of the races to space. Darn right. We need to get to the moon before China, before they build a wall around it. Now, I wouldn't say anything bad about some of the candidates who are in the race I'm not in, but somebody else might. If some other group wants to say that Romney's not too bright or that Newt Gingrich is the closest we've come to running Jabba the Hutt for president, well, there's nothing I can do about that. It won't be me bringing up Ron Paul's racist past. I'm not the sort of person who would wish that when Rick Santorum was born again, he had been born somewhere else. This is not a time for candidates to be saying anything. This is a time for people who are not affiliated with the candidates to be saying things about people who aren't affiliated to other people saying things.